Hello, everyone. Welcome to Daily Devotions from the Emergency Godcast system. Sorry I didn't get to do one yesterday, but here we are today. And today's message is titled, God Keeps a Record of Our Tears. Psalm 56:8. Record my misery. List my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Our emotions are no secret to God. Some people aren't empathetic, and we could be breaking down in front of them at our wits' end, and they may do nothing except simply stare at us, or worse, kick us when we're down. I've seen so many sad YouTube videos about these foster parents who are just abusive and horrible. And I see these kids who are still trying to deal with the tragedy of losing their parents, and how these evil foster parents don't care if they hurt them. Well, if it feels like no one else cares that we're struggling, God does. He keeps all our tears in a jar in heaven. And He has a record of all of our emotions. Even though we can't hear His voice reassuring us that we will be okay, even if we can't feel His embrace around us, God cares. And He catches all our tears in a jar, and He records every emotion that we have. If you're in college and it's your freshman year and you're missing home and you just want to cry and there's no one there to comfort you, God is there. He catches all your tears in a jar, and your emotions are recorded in heaven. God has not forgotten about you. Or if you just lost your spouse and it's after the funeral, and family members and friends have stopped calling, stopped visiting, God has not left you alone. He is by your side. I can remember after my mom's funeral, that was probably the hardest weekend of my life that I've had to go through. It was knowing that she was gone and she was never coming back. And after the funeral, people just assume that you're okay and that you'll just move on. One of my friends came home with me and stayed with me briefly. And I had such a hard time letting her leave. I felt horrible for being that way because I've always considered myself to be such an independent person. But she had to go home, and I had to face the day alone. And I held my mother's picture close to me that night, just like a little kid. And I just cried myself to sleep. I wasn't saved at the time, so I didn't know, like I know now, that in those very sad, heartbreaking moments, that God was right there, holding my hand, recording all my tears, recording all my emotions, keeping my tears in a jar, just like our moms and dads saved our baby teeth. He saves our tears. I hope that this encourages someone who's struggling with loss and adjusting to life without a loved one when friends stop calling and visiting. God catches all your tears in a jar, and He records all your emotions in heaven. And this concludes this daily devotion of the Emergency Godcast system. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye now.